Howdy y'all. Sorry if I sound sick, I have a cold. I haven't done an introduction to this channel yet. It's mostly because I didn't know how, what to talk about, or how to film. Since I am a faceless YouTuber, I find it hard to do IRL type content and not show my face. Hey Pixel, wear a bandana and sunglasses. You're so funny. I can't just put on sunglasses since I wear glasses already. I figured I'd just upload and do an introduction later, so here it is, my channel introduction. I had a Uromastyx named Saphira. I wish I did my research and not listen to the previous owners only. She was a pet that was owned incorrectly her whole life, so nobody wanted her due to her temperament. I was around 11 years old or so. I promised I'd do my research on my pets from then on. I then bought my first leopard gecko. I named him Titanic, because I didn't know whether he was a she until he was an adult. So I shortened it to Titan after I found out the possible gender when he reached adulthood. I did better with him. He didn't mind being held. He ate, walked around, and whatnot. He stopped eating and I wanted to go to the vet, but things happened with money and wasn't able to. I was 12 years old or so. It was mostly because I lived in a super moldy house. He probably got sick from that because after we moved, that's when he stopped eating. He lived 3 years, which isn't long. His morph was a normal, I think, and I was doing even better on my research, fixing things when I found out a new thing that I was doing wrong. I got Raptor, my bearded dragon, from an old friend of mine who knew I loved reptiles and immediately did research. I'm currently trying to find a job so I can get a 120-gallon enclosure for him. Right now he's in a 50-gallon, which is okay, but I just have to take him out a lot more than if I had a 4-foot enclosure. He's currently 3 years old, being happy and healthy. I had a leopard gecko by that time I got Raptor. His name is Theo. I got him from a reptile expo with my own money, with the help of my mom, of course, since I didn't realize how expensive they were at expos. He is a Tramper Eclipse. He is happy and healthy at 2 years old. I was around 13 years old when I got Theo and Raptor. I think he's 2 years old. My math is probably off. And I have a new leopard gecko that I saved from a pet store, as you saw in a previous video. He isn't fond of being held, and I knew that when buying him. And the pet store made sure I knew that, and I was fine with it. Now that he is out of quarantine, I am working hard with him, used to human contact. As you see in the videos of me handling him, he doesn't mind touching humans. He's just like a stubborn cat where only he can touch you, you can't touch him. So I'm working with him on that. I do not know his morph due to him being a pet store leopard gecko. They don't actually know what they have as morphs, just so you know. He is a couple months old and he did look like a featherless chicken at first, but he's grown some dust on his back and his nose, which leads me to think he's a Murphy patternless or a blazing blizzard. We'll see as he grows though. I have a Rottweiler named Sophie. She is 8 years old currently. I was super sick, mostly with constant headaches, and as a result, she wasn't very well trained. She only knew boop, sit, and stay. That is why I'm in the process of training her. If I didn't mention, I have moved away from a moldy house and I am feeling better than I was. And also, the mold stunted her growth, so she's smaller than a regular German Rottweiler. I have a cat who is, how old is she? 3? I think she's 3 years old. I've taught her some tricks, so stay tuned for her videos as well as all my other pets. I had a border collie as well, and when I say I did, I mean she was a family dog. She was not only mine. Her name was Princess Leia. Guess where we got that from in the comments. She died from cancer at 9 years old at our moldy house. I believe it was from the mold allergy, too. If you're thinking to yourself, you've had so many pets but not fish, well, let me stop you there. I've had a ton of fish. My family and I together have had 2 spotted platies that decided to repopulate, so I named them after 101 Dalmatians. Spot was my favorite, obviously. I don't know how long they lived. I was like 5 years at the time. I've also had a few betas. Finny Sr., Finny Jr., Finny the Third, Finny the Fourth, Finney the Fifth, and I'm pretty sure I had a Finney the Sixth. But they were not all related as far as I know. I had them for 1 to 2 years each, between the age of 7 and 11 years old. I'm thankful I got sick at the mold house, and the rest of my animals too. How can I be thankful for that, you ask? Well, God made our bodies to react a certain way to things so we can stay away from that stuff, like mold, gluten, dyes, sugar, and other stuff we react to. We just have to accept it and listen to what's going on with us. For example, we may not want to change how we live because we like the taste of gluten, but it's not healthy and it's a necessity to change it. Without reacting to these kind of foods and other stuff, we wouldn't know that we're gonna die soon, or get sick later in life and get cancer, or even other stuff that's dangerous. So I'm glad I react to that kind of stuff, or else I'd probably die at an early age.